So as I was talking about, as you're all doing your practice already, it's really important to dedicate the time, obviously, to do your practice, of course. But we also need to look at how you're waking up in the morning. Because if you're waking up feeling anxious and then you get up and you go on about your day, it's going to have more of an impact on your day. Because as you know, when you feel anxious, we'll have more thoughts. We have more thoughts, we feel more anxious. So it's really important to know, like, you're building a toolbox for yourself. You know, like we carry around, I don't know, a handbag for women, men, whatever. You carry a gym bag. We want to imagine that we're building up a toolbox and we have multiple tools to use. So what generally happens when you're feeling anxious when you wake up, as I said, you'll go into having more thoughts, you'll feel more anxious, and you get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. In that moment, it's important, if you know that you have a pattern, that you're waking up, not just waking up, but as you wake up, you start thinking, am I feeling anxious? You're looking for, how do I feel? Do I feel anxious? Having some more then thoughts, got to feel a bit anxious. Or what if this is intrusive thoughts? What if it's back again? What if I'm not going to get better? We all know that's a cycle and doesn't get us anywhere. So if you know that first thing in the morning is your time when you feel most anxious, well then I bring in something in my morning time to set me up for the day. It doesn't mean you're not going to have different feelings throughout the day. This is not a course where you never feel anxious again. It's impossible to do that because we're human. So once we're human, we're always going to have different emotions. It's impossible to never feel anxious in our life. It's how we manage these feelings. It's how we know how to approach the feelings as opposed to run away from them. Because we've been taught our whole life through conditioning that feelings are big and feelings are frightening, that we start to run away from them. And as we run away from them, as you know, they don't go anywhere, they don't go the opposite way, they actually come towards you because they're within you. So I'd start my day off with like a 5-minute practice, 5 to 10 minutes. It means getting up a bit earlier, I do that. It doesn't mean, as I said, you're not going to feel any of your emotion. Anxiety is an emotion. It just means that you're feeling more grounded before you start your day. You're feeling like, I feel more calm before I start my day, before you get into the busyness of life. Because as you know, throughout life, you're going to be, throughout your day, you're going to be faced with different challenges or scenarios or different people. And you can feel anxious through whatever's in your life at present. So this is not about where you're never going to feel anxious again. And I think it's a good thing to understand that if that's what you're looking for, you're going to set yourself up to suffer, because it's inevitable that we'll go through various different emotions throughout the day. It's inevitable that we're going to fluctuate between different states. It's just that if one is very dominant and we're feeling dominantly more anxious some days than others, well, then we set ourselves up for a morning practice. Because the morning is your first time you wake up, and it's how you approach your day. Am I going to approach my day feeling really anxious? Because then obviously that has an impact on your day. Or am I going to do a little practice in the morning, feel more grounded? It isn't a miracle, like it's not a bullet, like a pill that just cures all. It's if we start feeling more centered in ourselves and more able to manage daily life challenges, work situations, life situations. It's all about building our nervous system to be quite strong, because our nervous system is designed to be resilient. It's designed to be resilient. So as life gets busier and things get busier, we have to strengthen our nervous system to be able to match this busy lifestyle, to be able to match the pressures of life that comes towards us. Because if we don't, the nervous system builds up with a pattern of stress, and it kind of like it overflows. And that's where we start feeling anxious more days than not. Then we have obviously intrusive thoughts related to past emotions or fear-based emotions in our unconscious. So I recommend starting off with I'd say 5 minutes anyway, morning practice. You don't even have to get out of the bed to do it, but you can. And 5 minutes in the morning, that's it, and if you start doing that every day, that's your thing you do for yourself every morning. Set your alarm 5 minutes, 10 minutes earlier and do it in your bed. And you create a routine of that. You're going to notice that the shift is going to happen then throughout the day. Again, as I said, it doesn't mean you're not going to feel anxious. That's not the thing. We actually want to become comfortable we want to become comfortable knowing how to deal with these feelings. Anxiety is not a state, it's not fixed, it can change. So it moves around. If we know how to meet the feeling as opposed to back the feeling, I want to get rid of it, I want to get rid of it, I want to run away from it, and it's there because it's within us. So, as I said before, feelings will fluctuate between many different feelings throughout the day. Maybe sadness, joy, happiness for a moment, laughter, feeling fear, feeling anxious, feeling depressed. We want to be able to reach to these feelings and learn how to soothe ourselves. And when we do that, we're not afraid of feelings. And we're not afraid that, what if I feel anxious? Because I know it's a feeling and I know how to embrace the feeling. What if I feel like I can't cope with this feeling of anxiety? You can cope, because through practice of meeting that feeling is just going to dissipate. And what actually does happen is the recurrence of that feeling will come less and less and less. And obviously then your ability to manage them, even in life situations, you're going to feel like I'm okay because I know how to manage these feelings. I'm not afraid of them. They're actually feelings. They won't hurt me once I can know how to approach them in a very different way than what we generally are taught how to approach them. So let's everyone sit with a straight spine. So you can sit wherever you are. You can be on a chair if you want. I'm just on a yoga mat and cushion. You can sit on your mat. So we'll just do a few, you can do this obviously first thing in the morning as well. You can do this as well, okay? So what we generally will do is we're just nice and relaxed. We inhale the shoulders up. Exhale the shoulders down. Close the eyes down. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale down. Continue. Inhale up. You really let go, like release them down. You're releasing tension in the body. Inhale the shoulders up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Drop them down and exhale. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Roll the shoulders back. And relax. So you could do a few of them first thing in the morning. Then you're going to go on to neck rolls. So neck, we have a certain nerve here that stimulates the relaxation response within the body. So we're going to do some neck rolls. So we inhale right to left, chin to chest as you come round. Exhale left to right, open up the throat center. Make the breath long and deep, like you can hear the breath, no forcing it, just nice and long and deep. Inhale forward, exhale back. Nice and slow, mindful movements. Bring awareness to your sit bones. Make that breath long and deep. And rotate in the opposite direction. Inhale, left to right. And exhale, right to left. Really slow, like really mindful. All you're focused on is the breath and the movement. No force. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Bring the head center. And exhale, relax. Okay, so we're going to move on to the anxiety meditation. This is for general anxiety disorder, if you want to call it, and it's for excessive worry. So generally before any type of intrusive thoughts come into your life, you would have had excessive worry. You would be maybe a worrier. That would be a common thing I hear from people. I worry a lot. This would be used in general so that we don't go into them patterns of excessive worry about where's the thoughts, or I'm anxious about the thoughts, excessive worry about I'm afraid to have this feeling. So it's a constant excessive state. And in time, it creates a nice, peaceful and stable mind. So really calm mind. It's one of my favorites. Definitely, I love it. And you feel it in your body as well. You know, you feel that more like grounded and relaxed state. And it's a really, really nice practice. So I know it's in the program already. It's way down the line, but I would do it as a morning practice. And I would do it for 5 minutes in the morning, even in the bed, with the shoulders up, the neck rolls, and then go into your 5 minutes of this. And you do that every day, most days, you know, and just create a little routine. It's not that long. So it's not like you're meditating for an hour before you get up to do your work or whatever it is you do. It's only 5 to 10 minutes. So you have to say to yourself, am I worth to give that to? Do I deserve to give this to myself? Because if you don't, no one else can do this for you but yourself. And we have to learn that we do deserve to give ourselves this, because what's the alternative? We spend the day listening to what's going on in here. We spend the day consumed with the chatter, consumed with the thoughts about what am I going to do about the future or something about the past. So I know what I'd rather spend my time doing, and it's definitely this, because it gives me more space. It gives people more space to be creative, to focus on what it is you want in your life, to focus on doing your exercise, to focus on eating healthy, to focus on enjoying your life. You know, that's what we're here for, is to enjoy our life, not to be suffering. So we have to take the responsibility of that into our own hands. So with the anxiety meditation, so this would be used for people that have excessive worry, but I always think it's really useful anyway, where we have that constant, you know, state of chatter. And it could be just about light stuff as well. It doesn't have to be intrusive thoughts. But the more, as you know yourself, the more calm you feel internally, the more when the thoughts come in, the reaction doesn't spike as high, because you're feeling like, okay, that doesn't mean, that's not true. That's just a thought. You know, you hear that, but it's different when your nervous system is reacting to it. It doesn't just feel like a thought. We all know that. That's why we're here. It feels like it's real. So the more you can ground your body in, the more you can start to feel that sense of calm and groundedness inside, the more you're able to face lots of challenges in your life. And not just challenges, but what you want to achieve in your life. It's very hard to have focus on what you want to achieve in your life, like where you want to go in terms of your goals. It could be fitness goals, it could be career goals, it could be relationship goals, it could be financial goals. How can we ever think about these things when we're consumed with trying to run away from these feelings, consumed waiting for the feelings, consumed scared of the thoughts, consumed scared of these feelings? We can't, because we're consumed with a feeling that takes over us. So how we do this, if you're not doing it already, this will be one to do. And you obviously can do it with your OCD practice, but you do this first thing in the morning. If you feel like as you wake up in the morning, your tendencies to go into that cycle. It doesn't have to be just intrusive thoughts, it's just where you start feeling worry, a lot of chatter, can be intrusive thoughts as well. And you feel anxious. This would be to do, so that starts off your day. So how you do it is, well, obviously we sit with a straight spine like most. We don't do this lying down in bed. Sitting up with a straight spine. So there's a few things. What we'll do is follow me first, and then we'll go into it. So if you know it already, it doesn't matter, you can just follow me. So first of all, nice and relaxed, we're going to inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. We're going to pucker the lips. So imagine you have a straw between your lips. We're going to pucker the lips and inhale. And you're going to relax the mouth and exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale through puckered lips. So imagine you have a straw between your lips. Close them out. Exhale through the nose. And again, nice and relaxed. Inhale through the nose. No force with the breath. Exhale through the nose. Pucker the lips and inhale. Relax the mouth and exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through puckered lips. Close the mouth. Exhale through the nose. Now, I feel very relaxed already. Been sleeping a few minutes. So we'll do that for 5 minutes now. Just to note, yeah, so what we're going to do, we're going to use a hand mudra, okay? So if you're right-handed, which I am, I'll show you the other way if you're left-handed. If you're right-handed, you're going to place the left hand into the right palm, like so. You're going to have the right thumb. It's going to be into the left palm, and the left thumb is over the right, like a cross. You're bringing it in, elbows are tucked into the side. You're bringing it about 2 inches from your heart center. Okay, so that's if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, you're going to place the right palm into the left hand. You're going to cross the left thumb over first, and then the right over the left. And again, come into the center. But I'm right-handed. So it's left into the right, cross the right thumb over, and the left thumb over the right into the heart center. So then we're going to use an eye focus. So the eye focus is looking down. Really, it's at the tip of the nose. That can be, takes practice. So for now, you're just going to look down. Why don't you just focus on looking down, okay? I'm going to do this for 5 minutes, and I'm going to guide you through it. So nice and relaxed. If anyone, we can ask questions after if you need to. So when you're ready, I'll guide you through it. We inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Pucker the lips and inhale. Relax the mouth and exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Pucker the lips and inhale. Close the mouth. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Pucker the lips and inhale. Relax the mouth and exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through puckered lips. Close the mouth. Exhale through the nose. Nice and slow. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Pucker the lips and inhale. Relax the mouth and exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through puckered lips. Close the mouth. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Pucker the lips and inhale. Relax the mouth and exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Pucker the lips and inhale. Close the mouth. Exhale through the nose. Back, relax your hands down. Close your eyes. Breathe long and deep. Keep your eyes closed. Let's go inwards. Release the shoulders. Just scan your body. So it's nice to close the eyes, to go inwards. Feel the feelings, to feel the effects. Just take the time to go inwards. Bring awareness to any feeling that you might have in the body. No, you don't have to have any feeling. We want you to start seeing feelings as information, as opposed to scary monsters. And when you see them as information, it's trying to communicate something to us. So if I feel anxiety, I feel that in my tummy. And I know that for me, okay, that feeling's communicating something to me. How would that feeling be communicating? That I'm thinking thoughts that's fearful. As we know, intrusive thoughts, we can't just go, okay, well, I won't think that again. But over time and over time and over time, the reaction becomes less and less and less. But we still want to be able to manage these feelings because we have them in life. But just now they seem bigger because they're around intrusive thoughts and they're really disturbing to us. They're really frightening. But we've felt these feelings before. We maybe have them other days when maybe we're worried about stuff about work or relationships or family or finances. These feelings, it's just now they become obviously the obsessive, the thoughts. But these feelings have been there before. It's just they've been bigger. But the feelings are information. They're trying to inform us that we're thinking. So every thought creates a feeling within a body. So when I'm thinking thoughts of, oh, what if such and such happens next week? And it's most likely towards a negative. I want to feel that kind of anxiety feeling, that sensation in my body. So I want you to start relating to these feelings as sensations. But what they're looking for is they're looking for attention. Like a vulnerable child would look for attention. Like a child would look for attention if they felt afraid. So what do we generally do? We're not going to run away. We generally console, comfort. And we'd like that someone to do that to us. But we have to be able to learn how to manage these feelings ourselves because we're not a kid anymore. We're actually adults. So we have to be able to manage these feelings. That's what being an adult is. And if we didn't learn them skills when we were younger, which is okay, majority of us didn't, that's okay. But now we can take responsibility for them. So instead of going into what am I thinking, etc., we can learn to soothe the feeling. So as I said, imagine this is a feeling. And generally what we do is we're like, oh my God, and we're backing away. We're really upset, we're worried, we're frightened. Okay, so that creates obviously more of that feeling. The feeling gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So what I'd invite you to start doing is instead of going, oh my God, tune into where you feel it in your body. So tune into it as opposed to like a sensation. So think about like maybe feeling of anxiety, maybe like for me, I'd feel it in my tummy or sometimes my throat. It would be like a rush, it'd be like a fast. So think of it like that kind of a sensation. Is it fast? Is it like, is it hot? Is it like a sensation, the quality of it? What color will it be? And start placing your hand on where you feel it the most. And place your hand here for that moment. Because when you place it here, especially around our chest, we're sending these signals, hormones released that of attachment to the self. So when we're feeling any way of anxiety, we feel unsafe. We 100% feel unsafe. So when we place our hand here, we're signaling straight away to our body, we're safe. The body starts to calm down, the feeling starts to reduce, and the thoughts start to become not as busy. But that takes obviously practice because we're not used to doing this for ourselves. So the body is the unconscious. The body knows, like the body is the unconscious. So when we're having these beautiful things, it's because we're being triggered for some reasons. We need to start soothing ourselves. If we don't, the feelings just don't go away. So you can place one hand here, one on where you feel it, and just soothe it. And think about how you'd soothe a child or how you'd soothe someone that was feeling afraid. A friend, maybe see it as a friend, your best friend. How would you soothe them? You'd say, it's okay, this will pass. So you're not going to be like this forever. This is a feeling. It will dissipate. It's okay. Even them words, it's going to be okay. You're not saying, no, just get over it now. Don't feel that. You're not supposed to feel this. You have to accept the feeling, see the feeling, and let the feeling be heard in order for it to move away. And that's how change happens with feelings. So I'm going to go into another meditation, and then we'll have some relaxation. This is a meditation I've done before, and it's really powerful again, but I would focus on specifically if you're focused on that's where you feel anxious in the morning. I do 5 minutes of the anxiety meditation. That gets better in time. So it gets progressive. So in other words, the more you do it, the better you feel. So the good news is you can build up to 11 minutes of that in one sitting. But I start off with just instead of giving yourself a big, massive thing to do, just give 5 minutes every morning. And you'll see progressively the changes happening for yourself, along obviously with doing your practice then, the OCD practice then throughout the day, whatever time you do it. So this one, this is about the inner child. So the inner child are the emotional part of ourselves, and it's the unconscious. And it's all our fears, beliefs, thoughts that are stored in our unconscious. And it's throughout our lives that we can feel limited to move forward in our life. We can feel obviously we have intrusive thoughts, which is a symptom of a fear-based emotion that we're holding in the unconscious. And it triggers the body, because the body is unconscious. Do you ever notice that you feel the feeling first before you maybe even have a thought? Now, you're obviously having the thought, but the body's reacting to something like it's a trigger. So sometimes people can feel like the whole environment is being is a trigger response, because maybe when they were younger, they could have grown up in some dysfunction, or their environment felt unsafe to them. So this is for where we can release fears from the unconscious through the inner child. And it's very effective for if we have a tendency to people please. So always trying to be liked by others. If we have fears, that's not allowing us to move forward in our life. If we're holding anger, so as I said, intrusive thoughts causes obviously frustration, can be anger in the self. Why am I thinking these? I don't want to do this. I don't want to act on this. Of course you don't want to act this. I don't even want to think this. So there can be a lot of frustration, anger. Why me? Like, why am I having this? So the issue is not about the why, it's the emotion that you're holding around it. Because if we didn't have the emotion around these thoughts, we wouldn't have had the thoughts. So the anger, the shame, I feel bad for thinking this. I am bad for thinking this. What else? The fear, obviously, the anxiety, terrified, really terrified. These thoughts, oh my God, I'm terrified. But that emotion was there before. The feeling of some sort of feeling bad, or you'd have to relate it to your own experience, obviously, but emotions are the driving force. The thoughts are the symptoms. That's why if you keep trying to go, oh, I'm worried about the thoughts, I'm worried about the thoughts, I'm worried about the thoughts, you're constantly going to be looking for the thoughts. If you go to the emotions, it's attached to the thoughts, then therefore you're addressing the emotion as opposed to the thoughts, and that's what we're doing with those sleep practice. So we want to move on then to do the inner child meditation. This allows us to release a lot of these emotions that we have formed from childhood. Majority of it's all childhood, specifically 0 to 8 is when a lot of this is really built in the unconscious. So what we do is, we're just going to do a little bit of it, and then we're going to a relaxation. So what we're going to do is, we're going to breathe through closed teeth. I'm going to close the mouth, I'm going to exhale through the nose. And if you feel like you'd like to do this as well, you could do 3 minutes of this in the morning too, or 3 minutes throughout the day at some stage, okay? What we're going to do is, we're going to take our thumb, I'm going to bring down the baby finger and the ring finger, and we're going to block off, which is not block it off, sorry, we're going to just push it down, put just pressure on it. The 2 fingers are right. We're going to be like this, they're going to be out to the side like that. And as they're like that, we're going to inhale through closed teeth. So the teeth are closed. Inhale. Close the mouth. Exhale through the nose. So we begin. So again, the baby finger, ring fingers down with the thumb. Fingers are out to the side like that. The eyes are closed. We're going to do this for about, we'll say, about 3 minutes. And then we'll go into relaxation. So the shoulders are back, use the spine and the chest for support. When you're ready, I'm going to close the teeth, inhale through closed teeth. Close the mouth, exhale through the nose. Inhale through closed teeth. Close the mouth. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through closed teeth. Close the mouth. Exhale through the nose. Use the breath. If you don't need discomfort, obviously holding the hands up like that, just bring them down and go back into it. Use your breath as strength. Inhale through closed teeth. Close the mouth, exhale through the nose. Inhale through closed teeth. Close the mouth, exhale through the nose. Inhale through closed teeth. Close the mouth, exhale through the nose. Inhale through closed teeth. Close the mouth, exhale through the nose. Inhale through closed teeth. Close the mouth, exhale through the nose. Relax the hands down. Keep the eyes closed. Breathe long and deep. Place your hand on your heart center for a moment. Send that signal of safety, connection to yourself, that vulnerable part of yourself, which is the inner child, the one that needs attention, care, to be heard, and to be seen, not to be ignored. We run away from these feelings. We're really running away from her. When we're hating on these feelings, her or him. When we're hating on these feelings, we're really hating on her or him. When we understand that the vulnerable aspect of ourselves, hopefully then we can establish more compassion. That it isn't us, the adult self. It's the smaller self, the vulnerable child that needs attention. And we only we can give this to her or him, nobody else. It's within us. So if that child is seeking a sense of connection, safety, love, attention, care, compassion, nobody else can give that. Only you now, which is the adult. So when you're ready, we'll gently open the eyes. If anyone has any questions, just put them in the chat there. I'll just stop